Good evening, everyone. Hello, thank you for taking your time to be with us tonight. I'm Ines, the marketing manager from TalentLink, and I have with me our mentor, Freddie, here. Just to clarify a little ground rules for today's session before we start. So all chats and questions should be direct to the host and co-host during the sharing. I will mute all of you and invalidate the chat box function because there might be quite a number of you attending today, making it a little bit difficult for us to find your chat and questions. So towards the end of the session, we will have a live Q&A, so whereby all your questions will be addressed and answered by the speakers and the host, depends on the amount of time we have. So just be patient to wait for them to interact with the mentor Freddie. So just before we start, today's session will be a free trial session of our Data Analytics Masterclass Series 4. So just let me to give you a very quick introduction about the Masterclass in a bit. Before that, also please allow me to introduce to our company, TalentLink. In TalentLink, we aim to connect students with top international corporates for exclusive learning and practical opportunities. And we work towards the goal to help students and graduates like yourself preparing for the countless challenges that they will be coming your way. So through our programs, such as this session tonight you are attending, the upcoming masterclass, we hope to motivate and encourage all of you to emphasize upskilling yourself in every phase of your life, and we will be here to help you. So now about the Data Analytics Masterclass. In this class, we aim to achieve 3 main objectives for participants to learn, interact, and practice. So through our pre-recorded lessons that are personalized, created by the mentor Freddie, you will be able to master data analytics toolkits and learn commonly used gramming language, and also value add to your learning experience with knowledge on machine learning. On top of that, unlike other online classes you are attending, we provide opportunities for our participants to interact with our mentors through our live Q&A session for you to ask questions related to the assignments and also to ask questions related to your future career in this field. So most importantly, participants will be able to transfer your learning to practice by doing our weekly assignment, and you will need to submit the assignment to me every week, and our mentor will help to review and check your assignments. And the potential participants or top performers will have a great opportunity for future internship in the data analytics field. So last but not the least, we have prepared a slash deal for everyone tonight. The slash deal ends in 84 hours and it limits to 5 tickets. We will send the link in the chat box very soon. So without further ado, let's welcome Freddie to start the sharing. So Freddie, please.
Hi everyone. So welcome joining this session. So I'm Freddie, currently the director of APAC Data Science at Johnson & Johnson. And so previously also have experience in MSD, BCG, and C Group. So very happy to have this session and to introduce you to this data science and analytics course. So let me share my screen to run through what you are expecting in this course. So so today I have an introduction of, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so great. So today I'll have a brief, this is agenda today, so I will run through what a real world data analytics works looks like, and then what's the expected achievement for this course, and also the course structure. So so in the real world case, right? So you may when we are doing the data science or analytics kind of jobs in the real work, you may encounter this kind of questions like for e-commerce platform. You may want to find out that users' average time spent daily on the platform, why it's not increasing, and why the user's loyalty is not high. And they may want to the people may want to know how to increase the engagement of the user and make them spend more time on your platform and make the users continue to buy the items from the platform. So all these are the real business questions that you are encountering in the job. And then there's a analytics course where actually tells you the end-to-end solution on how and the toolkits you required how to answer all these questions. So like including what data to use and then how to find the root cause of some of the phenomena observed in the work, and what kind of modeling approaches that you can use, what kind of algorithms to be used, and eventually how you can convince your boss about this background and the solutions and trying to find the right answers to them. So in this course, so we focused on those who want to start your career in the data analytics, and also with different background. If you are already working, but you are working in other field and also want to enter the field of data analytics, and for you guys to get well prepared with the understanding of the nature of the data analytics work, so the potential career paths you can have, and the basic data analytics tools, the real world data analytics cases, and then finally you will be able to present the result to the non-tech people to deliver the direct business impact. So, so in this course, you will be given the assignment, so which is the real data sets on the e-commerce, on the HR, and you will be doing your assignment, building your own machine learning models based on this data sets to be able to predict like people's purchasing behaviors, and also like for the HR, so the potential attrition of the employees just using the data sets given. So and also we'll add a special module on the ChatGPT. So because the ChatGPT is so popular now, and with all these foundations that is being taught in this course, so we'll add a ChatGPT session to brief you how you can use the ChatGPT to build this different applications, just more than the web ChatGPT you are experiencing, but rather using the OpenAI API to help you to speed up some of the tasks that you are doing. So even letting the ChatGPT to write some of code for you and find out some of the answers for you. So later I have a very short demo. So how can the ChatGPT help you on accelerating your whole journey of learning the data analytics. So yeah, so and then let's move on to a small briefing session on this data analytics career. So later I will leave more time to you guys to ask questions. So let's start on the first overview of the data analytics career. So later I will also demo how the advanced usage of the ChatGPT, and how also the the different lessons of this career, and also a later demo on how the ChatGPT can help you to accelerate your learning process. So the first is about the data analytics career. So the data analytics is becoming very, very important. So traditionally, when the companies are making decisions, they actually don't have the data. Like for example, when the e-commerce, when the traditional company trying to make decisions on what is what is the like the profile of our customers, how do we do the segmentations of our customers, how can we sell more goods to the customers. So usually they can't find much data, so they relies on this primary market research and do a lot of surveys and trying to find a lot of answers. But now the things are changing. So there's a lot of digital ways for us to collect more and more data. So all of our application usage on the phone are generating tons of data. They can actually use the data and trying to have a better understanding of the customers and trying to sell uh, the best, the most suitable goods to the customers. So that's a example of the commerce. So traditionally, the analytics is very basic. So it's more like descriptive. So you will see the business analytics, business intelligence kind of job. So which is mainly focusing on building the dashboard and trying to describe what is happening. Like for example, what's in our e-commerce platform. So what is the average time of stay in the application? So what is the average spending per user per month? So all these are descriptive. So it actually can help us to help the company to understand what is happening, like why in Singapore, in certain areas or certain users, uh, they're not spending the spending per user is lower than other places. So what is the what they can understand what is the behavior of different customers. So the next stage is moving on to the diagnostics, right? So after you know there's some phenomena happening, so why the users in this area are spending less, then naturally the company will ask why this happened. Can we increase that? So why in this area the people are spending less? So this is a uh, diagnostic data analytics. So as a BI analyst, as a data analyst, and you will need to collect a lot of data and trying to analyze why this is happening. So is it because the overall the income of such a group is lower, or is this a group of people they prefer to use other e-commerce platform? So what are the reasons why causing this result, right? So and then we can move to the next stage on predictive analytics. So and to predict what will happen. So by using this data, if you find a reason why this people are not are spending less in our e-commerce platform, then you can actually find a lot of predictors to predict their spending. So you can actually build a model to predict for certain users. So how much he will be spending in the platform and what are the driving factors. So this becomes the next stage as a predictive modeling. And then you can even make it further as a prescriptive modeling. So how can I make it happen? If I want to increase the user spending in the, say, in the e-commerce platform. So according to the predictors and predictive models I built. So how can I drive increase the spending? All right. So do I need to give more promotions to them? So does more discount helps them to spend more, and is the better recommendation to the users and can help them to select the most appropriate uh, product, and so they can spend more. So all this are moving this data analytics to the next stage that you can build use the predictive modeling to generate a lot of actionable insights to drive a better sales, to drive the business impact. And the next is a cognitive. So how can we leverage the intelligent process to mimic the human decision making? That is actually what the ChatGPT kind of things wants to do. So as from the basic to the more advanced one. So this is actually the journey that you will go through as a data analytics professional. So you will be starting from describing, using the data to describe what is happening, to eventually building a model to predict something. So this course will help you to run through the whole journey with high overview. So definitely there's a lot of course outside, like there's a can be a like Python lessons for 40 hours. There can be a machine learning courses. You can do a master course, but this course will actually tell you end to end how you can combine all the elements together and what are the necessary tools you need to master. So after this course, you will know what kind of what kind of areas I need to spend more time to go deeper to be able to achieve efficiency at work and dealing with this kind of a real business scenarios. So this data science is the eventual goal for everyone. So and then this data science actually, as I described in the last page, last slides, you will see actually the data science, data analytics is actually quite different from the traditional IT or traditional business kind of career. So it's actually a interdisciplinary kind of domain that you need the IT skills, you need the analytic skills, and at the same time you need to understand the business very well and able to interact with the business stakeholders and talk in the same language of them. So that's why this data science, data analytics job is actually quite attractive because it really helps you to deal with real business problems and able to deal with the technology and leverage the technology to deliver the real business impact. So the data scientist is the one sits in between that knows the business stakeholders, analytics, and knows the IT technology stuff. So there are many other roles actually exist, like the data analyst. So where you start as a data analyst describing what is happening. So you need to understand the analytics. You need to be able to engage the business stakeholders. And there are also roles like data engineers, visualization, or those doing the marketing automations, etc. So those are more like dealing with technologies and analytics, but less dealing with the business stakeholders. So also there are roles like this a data steward, database admins, so which is more IT, and also a data analyst. On the business side, there also maybe some like business analyst kind of role. So this is the landscape of data analytics. So actually, a lot of the skill sets are shared. So as a data analyst, you actually do a lot of this deal with a lot of technology as well, and also deal with a lot of business problems. So as a data engineer, you also need to understand how the data is being stored and what's the meaning behind all these data sets. So that actually makes this data analytics job quite attractive, and you will have a flexibility to move into a different career path in the future. So here is like a summary of the different kind of roles, and like data science lead, data engineers, visualization expert, and data analyst, statisticians, data scientists, DBA, database administrators, and data steward. So the way that they work is, so just recall the example I mentioned about helping the business to helping the e-commerce platform to understand why the people from certain places are not spending enough, not spending enough on the platform. So it will actually deal with the data team will be dealing with this solution end to end in order to find the right answer to this business question, and also give the recommendation on how to solve this business challenge. So at the beginning, there will be like the data assessment, data acquisition. So it will be the data science lead will be across the whole process. So data assessment, data acquisition. So the DBA will be playing an important role there. And then is after you have the data, you will do the data ingestion, like quality check, integration. That's where the data engineer will playing a role. And then you have the data stewardship and access. That's where the data steward is very important. They know where are the data, so how the data is being cataloged. So next is data engineering. So transforming the data into something meaningful. So that's also the role of data engineer. And when you have all this data ready, you have the descriptive data analysis. So where you have the data analyst as a starting, normally they are more like knowing knowing what is happening on the business, know the business problem very well. So they will be doing uh, those business intelligence work, descriptive analytics, trying to understand what is happening. And then the next stage is going to the model development. So this is where actually the data scientists are heavily involved to trying to build predictive models. And then the next is a model execution and insights generation. So this is more like the prescriptive analytics. So with the model being built, with the data, with the insights, you're able to tell the business so why this is happening and what are the methodologies that we can use to say to increase the average revenue per user in the platform. So later there will be a data visualization and then building the dashboard. So these are the visualization specialists, data analysts, and also like insights and action, how to action on those insights and collaborative learning. So these are also the joint work of this data scientist, analyst, and statistician and visualization expert. So this is actually the end-to-end data analytics workflow. So yeah, so this here's a this is just detailed description of what these different roles are doing. So I will just not dive into too much of the details, so which I have mentioned in the previous slides. So I think it will also be covered in the course itself. So yeah, so there are so many online materials that you can go to check. So what are the data science different career pathways, and what are the potential, what are the toolkits you need to master, and also what are the skill sets you need to learn. So now I will just have an overview of the lessons that you will go through in this course. So the lesson one will be about the data analytics careers, which I just covered some of it. So like what the different roles are like. So how does the different roles collaborate together, and what are the real problems that they will be solving on their daily work. So the lesson two will be the data analytics use cases in a different industry. So this is just a high level overview. So like in the banking, so which Singapore have a strong banking and finance industries, like Hong Kong as well. So there's a lot of banks are hiring the data scientists. So what, well, the data scientists, data analytics people dealing with this in the banking industry. So like communication and media industry. So what you will be doing, and also manufacturing. So the supply chain, so which is also a very important part in most of the companies are actually heavily relies on efficient supply chain, like including the Apple, which is the key supply chain is the key success of Apple. So there are also many use cases, like how you can predict the demand, and in order how you can use the operations research algorithms to make the supply chain more efficient, and how you can collect enough data to really understand how this supply chain is working, and where are the efficiencies you can find. So the next is insurance. So there are also a lot of the different use cases, like handling the claims, right? And then developing the new products, help on the underwriting, and then how to target the customers and generate leads for the insurance selling. So there's also the energy sector. So like the power grid, they have this use case that they need to predict the electricity usage. And then how do they plan that? How do they predict the demand for this and able to optimize the whole power grid? Like sports industry, like healthcare, education, like consumer trading, transportation, logistics. So all the different industries actually have a very have a big number of use cases. And with the more and more data being collected in all those industries, so there's an exploding demand of data analytics professionals, data science professionals, data engineers. They need these people to help them to convert all those data into some insights, which can help them to grow their business and help to make their customers receive the best service. So the data analytics field is really a growing field that actually requires a lot of people creating a lot of jobs. So the lesson 3, we're moving into those data analytics tools. So here, the basics, the foundations of the most commonly used data analytics tools will be introduced. So what are the tools that you will be using in this course? So definitely there's thousands of different tools, different frameworks, different software programming languages out there. But I will just cover in this lesson, we'll cover that in a high level, while at the same time, uh, in the later lessons, you will be going into some of the most popular programming languages and tools, which will help you to build your foundations to be able to master, to be able to do the basic data analytics work and do the modeling using these fundamental tools. So from lesson 4, we'll go into the real the basics of these programming languages. So the first will be the practical SQL. So the SQL is the basics for you to fetch the data from the database. So this lesson will cover the practical SQL, the basic grammars, and also assignment on how to fetch the data and do the simple transformations. So the lesson 5 will be the Python basics. So Python is the programming languages that most widely used for data analytics. So you will be learning the basic Python knowledges including the installation, environment setup, the package installing, the IDEs, and the Python syntax. So and then moving to the lesson 6, that you will be doing the data processing using Python. So you will be learning how to use the Python to do the deal with the popular data format, and then reading data, write data, and do the data transformation and calculate this data using the pandas data frames. So in the lesson 7, you will be learning the basics of explanatory data analysis and visualization. You will be able to use the data sets and process the data sets, and I'll be able to use the Python packages to do the data visualization in Python. So you will be assigned a Python task to conduct a data analysis and able to visualize some of the result. So for lesson 8, you will be learning the foundational of the machine learning algorithms. It will be more like statistically how does the basic fundamental algorithms works, like from including the regression, decision tree, random forest, and anomaly detection. So making you to have a basic concept how this different machine learning algorithms works and how they're able to do the predictions. So in lesson 9, you will be learning, so giving the foundations of knowledge of the algorithms, you will be learning how you can use the Python to build your machine learning pipelines. So you will be learning to implement machine learning algorithms using the Python scikit-learn package. And you will be assigned a Python machine learning task. So, and able to use the data sets and also the scikit-learn packages to build a predictive model and able to predict uh, some of the target variables that are given from the data sets. So you will submit the assignment for this. And then the lesson 10, you will be learning this A/B testing and result interpretation. So the A/B testing is being widely used, like say for example, like Facebook when they are posting the advertisement. So they will just do the A/B testing to compare which advertisement, which variations are generating a better response rate. So you will be learning the foundations of this A/B testing, and then how they decide which variation to use, the go-to-market strategy, and how to evaluate the impact of your analytics work. And then the lesson 11, this will be the one after you build all the models, doing all the technical work, and generating the models and insights, and how you can improve your business acumen and presenting your results to the business. So how you can, build a good storyline to show the insights that generated from the data, and also able to give recommendations to the business stakeholders, and able to convert all these insights into an actionable, into some actionable items that can really generate some direct business impact. Yeah, so these are the 11 lessons that we'll have in this course. And additionally, there will be a ChatGPT session. So basically helping you to know that beyond this ChatGPT, the web page itself, how you can use the OpenAI API to build something more complicated, actually beyond this web portal, and also how the ChatGPT can actually help you to accelerate the learning of this course. Like for example, you can actually use the natural language to help you to write the SQL code, and also maybe some of the Python code. You can also use the ChatGPT to help you to generate that. So I will just show some quick examples of how you can do that. So currently I'm using the ChatGPT web page. So later in that module, so we'll teach you how to set up your ChatGPT API, and which will allow you actually to do much more than just using this web prompt. So like for example, so you can ask the ChatGPT to write Python code to scrape this, say GDP per capita data, and store them as a pandas data frame. So it will help you to write some code. So it actually get data from the World Bank. So, and also give some explanations on how this is gonna happen. And also the reference here, and also tell you you can actually learn about the World Bank API, which can directly give you the answer. So this is actually scraping the data from here. So this World Bank data. So this code actually directly tells you how you can scrape the data from the World Bank web page. and you will have this 3-column country, most recent years, and most recent value. So, and it can help you to change the column name into GDP per capita. So in the web page, this is actually how the ChatGPT can help you to quickly do some of the tasks. But it is better for you to really know the Python foundations. Else you don't even know whether this code is correct or not. And if it is not correct, how you can just correct it, simply correct it yourself. Yeah, but this tool will help you quickly achieve accelerate your learning. So let's try something different. Like for example, I'm just directly copying the data because the ChatGPT, the web portal cannot read in the Excel or the CSV file. So we need to paste the data here. But we'll just teach you how you can actually reading using the API, how you can reading the data, the CSV file, the Excel sheet that can be generated and process the data on top of that. But for the web portal, you can only deal with this text kind of data. So I will just define the data here. So here is, I will just paste the data here. So here is the data for the here's the data of GDP per capita of all the countries. Here's the data of GDP per capita of all the countries in the world, and where I can paste the data here. So this is without API, we can only do the data input in this way. Oh, it has a memory, so let's start a new page. So, and let's just copy. So just copy it from here. So this is to let ChatGPT to reading the data. So the next is I will ask for this data set. So what is Singapore GDP? Yeah, so it can help. It can derive from this column name. So which column is the GDP per capita data, and also help you to find it. But we can try something when we are trying to ask questions like what is the ranking of Singapore's GDP per capita, right? Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, so in this case, you can see that ChatGPT is not able to do the ranking because this is a flat file. But you are able to achieve that by using the ChatGPT API. So by inputting this by using the ChatGPT API, where you you can scrape the data, store them as an Excel, and you can read in the Excel and let the OpenAI API to do the ranking for you, and then you are able to get the correct answer. And you can also ask the ChatGPT to help you to build these visualizations, etc. So yeah, this is just a very quick demo. So we have an additional module to cover the advanced usage of OpenAI, the ChatGPT model. Yeah, so that's my sharing today. So probably let's move to the Q&A session.
Hello everyone, so now the chat function is able to use. You may type the question to the speaker or you can type the question to everyone. Just don't be shy to ask your questions, or you may use the action function to raise your hand and ask to unmute yourself.
Actually, I got one question. So as you demonstrated, ChatGPT could now write code for us. Does it mean that we don't need to focus on our technique skills like that much? Instead, we should focus on the to understand the business of the company.
Yeah, so I mean that's a good question. So just one example. So if you ask a ChatGPT to write code, so most of the time it will give you code that doesn't work. So it almost it's like 90% there, but it's usually not 100% there. So in that case, if you don't know the technical basics, you don't know how to write code, giving you a 90% ready code, you will actually struggle how to make it work. And you actually will turns out to be spending more time than just writing the code yourself. So that's actually the one of the problem that you will run into if you don't know all this technical basics. So, but if you know the technical basics, is completely different. So if the ChatGPT can give you a 90% ready code, you just need to spend the rest of the 10% of the effort. So you can save 80% of your time and able to achieve the same thing. So, and the more efficient you are in coding, so the better prompt you can give to the ChatGPT and able to help you to write a better code. And the example here showed is only just a simple piece of code. But if you just imagine you are just doing the big project, the project with thousands of lines of code and with very complex structures. So the output, you can't even read the code. So how can you make it run? So that's where I say the ChatGPT is more like human assistant rather than like replacing the human, because you still need to know what's the meaning of the output. How can you use that? Yeah, so that's the point here.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, while you are thinking of questions, please allow me to share again. Thank you for the insightful sharing of the Masterclass, Freddy. Whoever is interested to join the data analytics course, don't forget we have prepared a stash deal for all participants tonight. The deal is ending in 18 hours and it's limited to 5 tickets. Okay, we can just continue with the Q&A session.